Project Camelot and David Wilcock and Bill Ryan and Carrie Cassidy, and we are here to have a discussion about what's coming in 2012 and any other topic that crosses our minds.
It's unscripted, we are unprepared, it's late at night, we've been celebrating David's birthday a few days ago, and that's half of 70 years and 10, and we congratulate him for making it this far. We've made it a little bit further, but we've still got a long way to go. And David, congratulations, you're the baby among us here.
Well,
or is
thank you.
This is meant to be a compliment, not an insult.
I've been knocked for my age in this field for so long.
But you're also the tallest and the fairest.
Well,
Yeah. So
Wait a minute. I'm going to object to that, but okay.
the tallest.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what this is about, this is an opportunity to catch up. It's an opportunity to respond to a lot of requests that we have had, and this is unscripted, so I'd be interested to know whether David has had the same sort of feedback from the visitors to his website and the 120 emails that you get per day.
120 a day now. Yeah.
To discuss between us the state of the world, the state of the cosmos, as much as we're aware, what may be happening, what may not be happening, what kind of information we've all been receiving between us, what is reliable, what is unreliable, what our take is on all of that.
Certainly, when you start to study these 2012 fields, and the whole idea of there being a change in the world that's happening right now, invariably you see what my source and other sources have referred to as planetary inconveniences. And
That's a beautiful euphemism.
yeah.
I've never heard that one before. I must have planetary inconvenience. So next
Right.
time, so if
This is going to be a new
Bush nukes
coined
Iran,
phrase.
That'd be inconvenient.
isn't it? It'll be
That would be
inconvenient for a lot of people,
inconvenient.
that's for sure. I'm sorry, go on. Yeah, go on.
Hopefully sudden death doesn't enter into inconvenience.
This is the definition of optimism. It's inconvenient. Go on. Go on, go on.
It seems to be that there is a unified model that puts all this stuff together and shows that we are being pushed to the next level of our evolution. And in order to evolve, the universe gives us what is called catalyst, and catalyst is oftentimes not what we would want, it's what we don't want. So a lot of times we get what we don't want, and that's the prod that gets us to take down the shield of armor that we put around our heart.
Just as individuals do in their lives.
Yeah. And so in your own life, if you have a negative thought about yourself, you don't love yourself, that doesn't mean everybody comes and loves you. That means that you attract people to yourself who don't love you. And so if you're dealing with these issues yourself, you may notice in your life having consistent people coming in who seem to be dishonoring you, disrespecting you, making you feel as if you are somehow diminished. And the reason why that happens, according to this esoteric philosophy, is that by seeing your reflection in someone else, you have the opportunity to grow from that reflection. You're basically seeing a projection of who you are inside your own mind. The part of yourself that you don't want to see, your shadow, becomes magnetically attracted to you with great intensity and power.
And the metaphor you're using is that the shadow actually is global events that may be occurring around us, and for each of us this is the reflection. Is this
in the sense that, yeah, in the sense that the Earth itself is a sentient being which functions both electromagnetically and with these torsion fields that the Russians have talked about, which is also the field of consciousness. Earthquakes, volcanoes, anomalous heating, severe weather, all these things are attributable to torsion field effects. In fact, That's the whole basis of weather control technology, is scalar wave and so forth. Well, the thing that a lot of people don't realize is that very much the weather can be controlled also by a person's own conscious focus. And that goes all the way back to Wilhelm Reich with his cloudbusters and so forth. So the point being
and the guy that Jeremy Mishlove wrote about in The PK Man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
Incredible story.
And it's an ancient truism in many, many philosophies that the quality of the leader of a particular country determines the quality of the country. And if the leader goes bad and the country goes bad, then you get all these typhoons and mudslides and tsunamis and so forth. And that's an ancient understanding based on this notion of the earth as a conscious being. And so if you see this energy that's increasing in intensity in the earth, certain areas where there's resistance, where a lot of people are holding on to the consciousness of separation, the consciousness of fear and scarcity, then in those areas earthquakes will be, and severe weather is attracted to them to disrupt that clamp in that area. So
that actually works out, except when you talk about, you know, targeted weather wars where people are actually sending, you know, a scalar pulse that will cause an earthquake, say in Indonesia or whatever. Then you have like another layer onto that concept.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I do also think, though, that consciousness can sufficiently override the gadgets if the will is there. In other words, even the gadgets, I think all they can do is nudge along and make something happen faster than would have happened anyway.
Right. So the idea being, if consciousness in Indonesia, if, you know, that was the targeted area, or Japan, because we just talked to Ben Fulford and they were talking about how, you know, Japan was being threatened by the U.S. With a scalar weapon, saying they were going to cause an earthquake if, you know, Takanaka didn't do certain things according to the will of the U.S.
Let's be honest. I think part of that also was the cynicism of the ruling class, based on this fire the grid meditation. Remember that?
Right.
Everybody was getting these forwards about, oh, fire the grid. We're gonna light up the grid. Well, those earthquakes that were right underneath the nuclear power plant was like hours before the fire the grid meditation. So I think whoever was pulling the lever was trying to get it to exactly coincide with the fire the grid. And they probably built it up, the charge for the earthquake, too fast. So it didn't go off at the exact moment of the fire the grid thing. It happened too early. But that really showed me somebody was trying to hit that point.
Well,
but
meaning what? They were trying to throw off
they
all,
were trying
all
to,
the meditators?
Yeah, they were trying to make it look
grid?
like it did the exact opposite, so that people would have this benchmark that would say, not only does it not work, but it actually does the opposite. It actually makes it worse.
Okay, but